I know that. I know I'm walking into a hornet's nest, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm willing to be stung. Okay, I'm willing to be stung by the hornet. I'm willing to get into the nest and walk out there with knots on my head if it's going to mean that we're going to be moving forward. As long as we're moving forward, I'm willing to take the bumps and the bruises. Because again, you know, this is one of those things, another one of those free jobs that I need, like I need a hole in my head. Okay, and so I'm committed to this, and I made this commitment, and it's going to take a lot away from my family. I got young teenage daughters that it's going to take. I got a daughter that's about to start college. And so I know it's going to take away from my family, and I'm willing to sacrifice that for the sake of our party to try to lead us. So therefore, I'm not playing with it. If I'm going to get in it, I'm going to get in it. I didn't come to play with it or to be somebody's puppet. I'm going to be real about it. And when I don't know, I'll call you gentlemen and ask. And I'm sure y'all can help guide.
Alrighty, welcome back. Alabama Politics This Week. Josh Moon, David Person, and we are happy now, although our next guest has apparently suffered some blow to the head or neck region recently, and has jumped himself right into this fire. But we're really thankful that he did, and that he's on with us for a few minutes here. Senator Bobby Singleton, he is the Senate Minority Leader, and is now tossed his name into the hat to be the next chairman of the Alabama Democratic Party. Senator Singleton, how are you?
I'm absolutely fabulous this morning. Thank you guys for having me on.
Sure. So as I mentioned, I think some people would say, what in the world is Bobby Singleton thinking about? Why in the world is he getting involved in this, in the party with the infighting that has gone on at the top, with some things that have happened? Why is he taking this on, another free job? Why is he taking this thing on? So, sir, why are you taking this thing on?
Well, as I tell everybody, Josh, that I need another free job like I need a hole in my head. You know, but at the end of the day, that says something about my commitment to what I really want to see this party grow. I think that for the first time in the last 15 years, we have an awesome ticket that I think and know that we can win in November. And I think that the party needs a breath of fresh air. Has nothing to do with who's at the head of the party right now. I think such as a time like this, the party need to breathe, and we need, someone who's neutral, not a part of all the infighting, and someone who can come in, raise some funds, be able to bring some new energy to the party, and lead us into November. And I want to be that person.
Yeah, I think when I first heard that you were kicking this around, I'll be honest and tell you, I thought that was probably one of the best things that I've heard for this party in a long time, and setting aside everything else that's happened with the party,
Right.
with what's going on with the fighting, and everybody knows the story. But what I think has really been lacking, all through this, has been fundraising, has
Hmm.
been a person or people at the top of the party who inspire confidence out of Alabama's business community to reinvest in the Alabama Democratic Party the way they once did. Now, I know a lot of that comes with power. Power, gets you some influence from time to time, and the Democratic Party is still seeking that out. But I also think I know your relationship, and I think everybody would say that of all of the senators and Democrats in the House, you maybe Anthony Daniels is there with you as well.
Yes,
But
yes.
you guys are probably the ones who have the best relationship with Alabama's business community. You're at the BCA events a lot, so. In your I know you've had some conversations with the business folks out there that who you're friends with. How do they feel about this move? And are you confident that you can kind of bring them along with you into this party?
Well, look, I think it's going to be different for them again to come back to the party, but we're going to open our doors and allow them to understand what our platform is, that we are Democrats under my administration is pro-business. We're not anti-business, but we're also for people. We want to make sure that we can bring the business community, the labor community. We want to bring them all to the party because we want to build this big tent. I think that, the fear has been that, as you said, no one has just been there asking them or feel that, when I first got in the legislature, it was also that Democrats are not for business. It's always just been a Republican thing. And I voted 99.9% pro-business for business concept because I believe that we got to have jobs in our community just as well as Republicans have to have jobs in their communities. And so I believe in that. And so we'll work very well with the Business Council, with Alpha and others, Labor Council, trial lawyers. We'll work very well with each and every one of those entities. And we feel that we have that relationship, can walk in and knock on those doors and be able to pull some funding out. We might not be able to bring them all back in this election cycle, but in my tenure, I plan to bring them back so that they won't just be writing checks one way. They'll split some of that money coming our way.
Senator Singleton, I'm going to ask you about some of the criticisms that have emerged since you have indicated that you have this interest in leading the Democratic Party. I know some people on social media are suggesting that this is just a repeat of what they perceive to have happened when Chris England was the candidate and ultimately became the party chair, that they are suggesting he was being used by, quote, white Democrats, unquote, and that you now are going to be the next black Democrat being used by, quote, white Democrats, unquote. What's your reaction to that allegation?
Well, let me just say to the people, you know, I'm 65 years of age. I'm a grown ass man. I make up my own decisions. I made up my own mind. At the end of the day, I have not talked to Joe Reed before I made up this mind. I had not talked to Doug Jones. And I'm using those two names because those are the sides that people say you either going to be on one side or the other. Okay. And I did not talk to either one of them. I wasn't calling them and asking for permission. I asked talked to both of those gentlemen. And I didn't call and ask for permission. I let them know out of courtesy that I was going to run because I sit on the front line of this party each and every day in this fight for the last 25 years. I've been in all of the litigation in terms of reapportionment. I've fought against DEI. I've negotiated bills. I've done bills every year in the name of Democrats. So I see the fight from where I am, and I understand what it is that I'm missing as someone who's on the battlefield, and I'm missing from the party. I'm not asking someone else to step up and do that job. And I believe in this, that if someone else won't go, I don't mind being a committee of one and standing on my own. I stand on my own 2 feet. Am I going to listen to everybody in the party? Yes, I will listen to people. But I am not bound to any one side of these fights. I'm coming in very neutral. I want people to understand that I want to be that person to lead us to the next level so that we can win. This is not about any one particular side or the other. I believe in the democratic principles, and I want to make sure that we understand that, and the people can believe that I am going to be a person who will listen to all sides of the variables in this party.
So I hear your answer and I understand where you're coming from, but I want to know, do you understand where they're coming from? Do you understand the suspicion, the
Yes,
cynicism that is embedded in this kind of characterization of you?
I am. I do understand that, and I'm okay because that's all they've seen. That's all they know. I want to show them something different. It's okay, and I think that the value of a man is that when you show me what you can do, it's not about what you can say you're going to do. And all I'm asking for is an opportunity to lead this party in a different direction, to give this party some new life, to breathe in something different. I thought Chris England would be an excellent person who would lead the party. But unfortunately, some things happened during that time. And I don't know what kind of roadblocks that I'm walking into, but I'm calling people right now, trying to get to know these people who are out there. I would love to talk to some of those critics and some of those people who are criticizing this and be able to talk to them and understand where they're coming from so that I can get some ideas. So I'm open. And so here I am. And I do understand where they're coming from because that's all they know. But I say to you, I'm going to bring a different a different kind of leadership to this party so that we can be able to give people something that they can have confidence in.
One of your talking points has been your pro-business stance and your willingness to be open to business. I'm wondering, how do we balance a pro-business, and I'm talking about not you so much per se, but the Democratic Party and those of us who vote for Democrats. How do we balance a pro-business position with the urgent need to be also pro-voting rights, pro-civil rights, especially now in this era of Trump and Tuberville? How do we balance those two?
I think you can walk and chew gum at the same time. I think that there's room for them both to be there. I think we can do that. We just have not exercised that. I think we've just taken some hard positions on one side or the other. I think that we can be there and allow ourselves to be pro-business and support it. It's just like all the time. I support business all the time, but yet and still, when it comes down to fighting for the rights of workers, I'm going to be on the side of the people. But yet and still, I understand that I got to have jobs in my community also. So I've been able to have that balance. I go through that on a daily basis here in the state of Alabama. I've stood with Governor Ivey on a lot of her pro-business pieces, and yet making sure that our communities are benefiting from those pro-business stands. That's what we got to
But
make sure that we're getting the benefit of that doubt.
But isn't it also true that a lot of these entities, these pro-business entities that are active in our state, and you named some earlier, are supporting heavily candidates and policies that are actively in opposition to voting rights and civil rights, and again, uniquely perhaps in Alabama that way?
You're absolutely right. You know, And but when Democrats was in power, these people shift to who was ever in power. I saw that. I've been here when Democrats was in the majority and they supported Democrats. Okay. I was here now when Republicans are in power and they shift to go over here and support what the Republicans are. I've seen that shift. I've seen them go from one side to the other. So I'm not certain, and I know that a lot of them are on these stands like BCA. They've always been pro-business and basically what I call anti-democrat. But yet and still, but when we started going in and sitting down and talking to them, they started opening their doors to Democrats and bringing us into their convention. I can remember when there were no Democrats going to BCA conference, and now it is full of Democrats because we have now been able to talk to them that here we are. We're pro-business and we want businesses in our community. It's all about trying to make sure that we understand the economics of this community and this state, but yet it's still making sure that our people can have the benefits of all of that, but yet it's still protect their rights. I'm going to always fight for our people and our rights to vote and our people and their right to have a decent job and go to work. But at the end of the day, I know I also need that job. So you have to try to find that balance. It's a very narrow scope, but we have to find that balance in there. And I've been able to navigate that here in the state of Alabama without compromising any of my principles.
One other quick question, Josh,
Sure.
to Senator Singleton. Uh, you and Dr. Reed are frat brothers. I know you have a connection that's beyond politics. What is he receptive to you running? Has he? I mean, what did he say to you when you
Well,
talked to him?
he said to me, Singleton, um, I respect you, and I wish you would not run. And I said to him respectfully that Dr. Reed, I'm not running against you or Randy Kelly. I'm running for the position of a party chairman. Um, and if I walk in that door and you beat me 99-1, I'm going to still be the Democrat that I am today, get behind the leadership and support the party. But what I want to do is to offer myself for something that I know. I'm at the table. The Democratic Party is not at the table. I can put the party at the table here in the state of Alabama. And so I want to be able to know that I have that support from a party as I see from the other side of the aisle. And when I talked to Dr. Reed, yes, he gave me his commitment. His commitment is to Randy Kelly. And I'm okay with that. And I knew that he would be. But I also wanted to let him know, because Dr. Reed is, like you say, he's my fraternity brother. He's one of my heroes. Not for Dr. Reed and the lawsuits that they filed back in the day, uh, Dillon versus the United States, I would not be sitting here talking to you today as an elected official, because those are the cases that open up the door for African Americans to be able to have seats in a district in the state of Alabama. And I benefit from one of those. And so I respect those giants who did that before me. And so I'm never going to fight Dr. Reed publicly about anything that's petty like that. But what I will do is sit down and talk to him like a man, and so we can have some understanding, so we can at least have conversations about where we're going with this party.
I don't understand why that attitude has been so hard to come by. What you said of, hey, look, if you beat me 99-1, I'm still going to be a Democrat. I'm still, we're all going to get along, here in terms of what we believe and our core principles. That's the thing that's always been so confusing to me about a lot of the fights that have taken place here, is at the end of the day, everybody in those rooms where they're fighting so heavily and going back and forth so much are all Democrats, and they all they all believe 95% of the same things about everyday life. And so has it not, am I wrong about that? Is it not been, why has it been so harsh with one another? Why can't we get to the point where you are?
Well, I can't answer that for everyone, because everybody has a different personality and how they approach things.
Hmm.
I'm not one of those people who hold grudges,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people can't get their way, or have their say. They hold grudges forever. I'm not. I work in this legislature, you got to forget real fast, okay? Because the next moment, the person that you were just fighting, you might need them on your side in the next moment. And so
Hmm.
I've learned that over the 25 years that I've been here at this legislature, to learn how to work with people, work across the aisle without getting personal and bringing those personal things into the fight. Um, but I have not played partisan politics in this party. I don't know all the fights. I got to get in here and learn what those fights are. So I come in neutral. So I come in not on one side or the other. So that's why I think that, people are going to be trying. I know people already been trying to pull me on one side here. I got phone calls last night where I need you to support this, I need you to support that. I want to be able to walk in the door with an agenda and talk to people and say this: whatever your fights are, let's sit them aside. Well, I don't care whether you black, whether you white, whether you male or female, whether you gay or straight, what your pronoun may be. Let's sit all of that aside, and let's go into November as one, as a Democrat, and let's win. And then we can talk about those things. And I know those things are going to have to be ironed out. I'm not naive to that. But I do understand that I want to get to the point to where we can win, and then we can have those fights. Because we're right now at the cusp of having the greatest ticket that I've seen in the last 15 years. And I don't want to spoil it by just having these little infights that means nothing at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. Just a couple more, and we'll let you go. I know you're busy. What do you think the first thing? Let's say you are fortunate enough to win this. What's the first thing you want to do? I mean, what's the first thing you think you need to address? The first thing that needs to happen when you walk through the door.
First thing need to happen is organizing these county districts and going out. My goal is to visit all 67 counties between now and November. Talk to all of my local people. Build it from ground up. Build a ground game in the first 100 days between now and the 80 some odd days we have before this election. And the next thing is to raise fund. I think I'm gonna have to do them both simultaneously. Uh, Building a good team around me, making sure that I have good people with me, to make sure competent people understand understand, bringing in good lawyers, making sure that I have people who can guide me legally, bringing in folks who understand what the DNC is like, who can help me navigate through all of that. All of those things are going to happen and be happening all at one time. But those are the things that I know that I'm going to have to do, and I'm up to the task to make sure that we organize this party to the level to where everybody can have a voice. We can listen to those voices, but make good sound decisions and push it towards November, and let's go and win. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, last thing, when you and I talked, when you were announcing this, one of the things you mentioned was that the Republicans have a party chair now who is also in the House, in Scott Stadhagen, and you seemed at the time when we spoke, and you can correct me if I mistook you, to think that that is an advantage for them to have someone who is also an elected official, elected lawmaker, and that you believe it may be for you as well. What advantage do you think that gives you in going into this?
It gives you the advantage of being at the table, dealing with issues in real time,
Mhm.
and understanding what's going to come and what's out there. We get to see it in real time and be able to do our messaging in real time versus having a reaction to something that's going to go on.
Right.
And so I think that gives us an opportunity that Democrats has not had in a long time to understand what's going on in real time.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, we wish you luck because, I think I can speak for the majority of people out there who have hoped for a resurgence of the Alabama Democratic Party, who've hoped for, some semblance of a two-party system once again. That we're tired of the fighting. We're tired of the fighting at the top that never gets anywhere. We're tired of seeing the petty little fights, the personalities, and all that that come to play before the good of the party. And so I love what you're saying. I love the message, and I wish you luck, and I hope you can get it done.
Well, thank you guys. It's not going to be an easy task. I know that. I know I'm walking into a hornet's nest, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm willing to be stung.
No.
Okay, I'm willing to be stung by the hornet. I'm willing to get into the nest and walk out there with knots on my head if it's going to mean that we're going to be moving forward. As long as we're moving forward, I'm willing to take the bumps and the bruises. Because again, this is one of those things, another one of those free jobs that I need, like I need a hole in my head. Okay, and so
Mm.
so I'm committed to this, and I made this commitment, and it's going to take a lot away from my family. I got young teenage daughters that it's going to take. I got a daughter that's about to start college, and so I know it's going to take away from my family, and I'm willing to sacrifice that for the sake of our party to try to lead us. So therefore, I'm not playing with it. If I'm
Yeah.
going to get in it, I'm going to get in it. I didn't come to play with it or to be somebody's puppet. I'm going to be real about it. And when I don't know, I'll call you gentlemen and ask. And I'm sure y'all can help guide me. Thank you.
Hey, anything we can do, you're always welcome to give us a shout. We're happy to
Yeah,
happy to
please.
help in any way we can, sir. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for joining us this morning, and
Yes.
and good luck to you, Senator Singleton.
Thank you, gentlemen, and thank y'all for having me. I'd be glad to come back on, and let you know what happened after my first 100 days. All
There
right?
you go. Yes, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
Senator. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, that is Senator Bobby Singleton. We really appreciate him spending some time, and good luck
Yeah.
to him. All right, let's slide out. We'll come back in just a minute, wrap this thing up. It's Alabama Politics This Week. Back in a moment.